Oh my gosh, you guys, look at the party that is happening on my screen this morning. Can you believe it? I am so excited to bring this group to you today. They were with us at conference 2 weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, I was fascinated by their product. And here's the other cool thing. I heard from all you guys, all of our members, how fascinated you were too. And so we're going to get the dirt. We're going to get the scoop. We're going to get the skinny. We're going to get all the stuff this morning. Yeah, we are. We're going to get it all. I've got two amazing veterinarians that are going to take us all through and give us all the stuff that you're going to need to know, because I'm going to guess once you get done, if you've not already heard it from the team that was at our conference, I'm going to guess by the time you get done with this, because as I was reading here and the questions that we're going to go through today, I thought, man, I want to know about that too, because the product that they have, the process that they have is so down our fairway for our families, and what we can bring to our families with the care and them being able to be empowered to know what's going on with their kitty cat in particular. And so let's do this thing, you guys. All right, listen. I've got Dr. Nicole with me and I've got Dr. Laura with me. So Dr. Laura, first up, give us a little bit about you, just quick. What do we need to know about you and why you're doing what you're doing with this product in this company?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first off, thank you so much for having me here. I am actually a relatively new addition to Merck Animal Health. I'm an internal medicine specialist and was previously working in private practice at a specialty hospital, but was so excited to make this transition to being a part of Merck Animal Health and the science of healthier animals. I kind of jumped in right away with joining in on the Philaqua Connect and SurePetcare, and talking about what these products can do to really help enhance the bond between owners and their pets. And so being able to have the chance to talk about that with you guys today is really exciting.
Awesome. We cannot wait to hear what you have to say. I've got Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about you and why you're here to chat with us.
Hi, Colleen. It's great to see you.
Hi.
And thank you so much for having us here today. We're very excited about the opportunity to not only chat with you, but to connect with so many viewers across the globe probably. So I joined Merck Animal Health about 5 years ago, coming straight from private practice. And I still practice on the weekends, which is great. And this part of our product line with SurePetCare is so exciting. Merck Animal Health has been innovative. That's kind of the platform that we live on. And this is a great addition, and how this innovation is going to not only provide information for our pet owners, but how do we become connected more as a veterinary team with these pet owners, and provide some great insights and actionable items for our pet owners in the future to make recommendations. So really excited to share some of the fun things that we have currently to offer, and then hopefully that you guys will stay tuned for us in the future of what we have coming to the market.
You know what, Dr. Nicole, you just nailed it. What we have coming in the future, and I know we're going to end with that stuff, but right now, I mean, the technology, I was on the phone one day with one of our members, Dr. Diane, and she's got your product. And all of a sudden she grabbed her phone. She goes, oh, he's drinking, and she was just, lit up. So, and that was the extent of what I knew, was to see her excitement with your product. So tell me, and for those that don't know about your product, tell us a little bit about that and why somebody like Dr. Diane would get so excited when her phone beeped.
Yeah. Well, sure. I'd be happy to share a little bit about SurePetCare, and more specifically about the Philaqua Connect. So SurePetCare joined Merck Animal Health in 2019. And at the end of the day, it is a pet lifestyle product specialist with a simple mission to develop smart pet products that improve the way we care for our pets. And SurePetCare seeks to connect pet owners with their pets in new ways, empowering them to be the best pet owners that they can be. We want pet owners to feel connected to their pets anytime and anywhere, providing peace of mind that even when they aren't at home, they remain connected to their pet and their day-to-day activities. Furthermore, the data that is provided to pet owners can aid in identifying changes in habits of their pets, hopefully leading to earlier intervention, which is what every veterinarian and veterinary health care team member wants, if that's needed, and have the potential to enhance the conversations between the veterinary health care team and the pet owner clients. Our newest product is the Falafel Connect, as I mentioned before. And this was designed with a veterinary behaviorist. And Falafel Connect is a smart water bowl that encourages your cat to drink. And it provides insights into drinking behavior by connecting your cat's microchips, highlighting changes which otherwise may be missed. So I can understand where that excitement is coming from.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to combine two questions. Okay. Let's combine, why is it important to know when they are drinking, when they are eating? And I want you to then dovetail that into why, and I'm going to go to Dr. Laura with this one too. What does that mean as our pets age, and how we need to connect those two things together? Drinking, eating, and now they're aging. And now we are really uber super sensitive to every changing thing that's going on in their body. So connect all that up for me. And then I'm going to go to Dr. Laura to get her perspective as well. So let me have yours, Dr. Nicole.
Sure. So I'll just start by touching on, why is it important for pet owners to know how much their pet is eating and drinking? And for pets and even ourselves, it's really important to know that we are taking an adequate amount of nutrition in each day and remaining optimally hydrated. That's what keeps us feeling good, and the same thing for our pets. It's easy for us to remember how many calories that we eat or how much water we consume through these various apps that are out there nowadays. But it's much more challenging for pet owners to do the same thing for their cat or even their dog. And maybe a pet owner is out for a large part of the day, or maybe they have multiple pets who are free feeding or drinking from the same water bowl. All these factors play into that. This is just really hard to quantify what each pet is consuming. And cats in particular, they love to hide when they're not feeling well. So sometimes you might miss that initial clue that they're sick, that they aren't eating and drinking as much as they normally do. And especially for our older cats, the middle-aged to geriatric cats, they're prone to several conditions that can result in a progressive increase in water and or food take. So having that capability for a pet owner to quickly and easily monitor those changes in intake is a fantastic way to be able to get a heads up that something has changed in their pet and consider taking them to a veterinarian, or at least consulting their veterinary professional of, is this something I need to be concerned about? And if so, how aggressive do we need to be at that point in time? So one of the things that I really enjoy about one of our products, which is the SurePetcare microchip pet feeder, that it's an easy way to give pet owners that information. So as a general practice veterinarian, I have that conversation about their pet's diet or weight in every veterinary visit that I have. And the best is when you ask them, well, how much do you feed each day? And they say, oh, I just fill up the bowl, or just one scoop twice a day. And that's really not that helpful information for us. But the advantage of using the SurePetcare microchip feeder is that it has a scale. So you know exactly how much you're offering your cat or small dog. It informs you how much they ate. And the device only opens to that registered pet. So that helps from other pets in the household stealing food. And then it allows for owners to actually feed specialized or individualized diets that sometimes are cost prohibitive if you have to feed the entire household that same diet. So a lot of benefits by using some of these connected products, at least from a food and consumption perspective. And I'll toss it over to Dr. Green to hear what she has to say about this topic.
You know what, I have to insert something in here, and Dr. Laura, I'm going to head to you. Two comments. Number one, I always feel awful when my veterinarian asks me, so is there any change in their drinking? And I'm like, I got nothing. I'm home all day. I office out of my house, and I'm like, and then I go, I am an awful pet mommy. I don't know that answer, and it's just like us with eating. It's like, I don't know. I didn't have that much yesterday. And then when you journal how much you had, you're like, did I seriously eat all that? Oh my gosh, I totally get it. Okay, Dr. Laura, I want to hear from you. Give us your perspective on this.
Sure. Well, you are not alone in having a really tough time being able to quantify how much is your cat drinking. In fact, SurePetcare did a survey of cat owners asking them that exact question. How confident do you feel you could be in answering how much does my cat drink? And only about 30% felt that yes, they could come up with a good solid number on that. The majority said, I don't think so, or I'm not sure. So, we need something that helps make this easier for owners, because it is important to know how well hydrated you are. We do it for ourselves all the time. We've got apps on our phone. We've got motivational water bottles that are telling us, like, take more drinks, drink more. And, it's important for any cat, I think, to be able to keep track of those trends and changes over time. It's really important for that population of middle-aged to geriatric cats that are prone to developing chronic diseases that are characterized by an increase in water intake. So think chronic kidney disease, diabetes, hyperthyroidism. Those are diseases where one of the first things owners are going to notice is that big uptick in water intake. But we'd like for them to be able to pick up on it earlier in the course of disease, when it's a little bit more of a subtle change. And then from the veterinarian standpoint, one of the ways that we measure successful treatment and management of those conditions is to see that that excessive water intake comes back down to normal. And we need a way to assess that. And SurePetCare looked at that too. They did a survey of 64 veterinary professionals in May of 2021, and 48% agreed it's really tough to get reliable information from cat owners about how much their cat is drinking. And so the Philaqua Connect makes it really easy for the owners to get those numbers, to quantify it, to have all that information on the app, and then to be able to give that data to the veterinarian so that they can be able to assess if treatment is progressing the way that they would like for it to in those situations. Our aging pets, you hit the nail on the head again. Change is that big word, right? When do we see that a change is occurring? When they're young, maybe you only see them in the veterinary office once a year, you get blood work once a year, but as they're developing those chronic conditions or the likelihood of developing a disease, you want to be having a closer, finger on the pulse, if you will, of those kind of changes in water intake, food intake, energy level, weight loss, any of those things, so that you can identify what's causing them and start a treatment plan at the earliest time possible.
You know what, you said it, and as you were talking in my head, I've said so many times, I'll admit he's old, but I won't admit he's dying. And sometimes even admitting he's old, when I look down or I notice that a weight change has happened or a change in eating behavior or whatever, it's like, oh, well, that's just for today. He's fine. He's fine, because you still go in a little bit of denial, right? But what I hear you saying, and what I love about your product, is it allows us to have real-time data instead of how I feel, right? It gives us the data, so then we can say, hey, listen, we've got something developing and we're catching it, right? That's what I hear you say, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And I think those conversations that we have with owners about when it's time to be concerned, when it's time to notice that those changes are alarming, are some of the most difficult ones that we ever have. It's just an incredibly emotional time. And one of the best things that a veterinarian can do to try and help an owner in that time is to be able to provide that objective, unemotional evidence that helps to make those decisions. That's really why quality of life instruments were created, the questionnaires. And if you look at those questionnaires, they all include questions about water intake and food intake. How much is your pet voluntarily drinking? How much is your cat voluntarily eating? And so we need to know those to make that objective assessment, but it's hard when it's your cat. You don't want to have to be obsessing over how many exact bites of food did they eat today, and pouring water into measuring cups so you can say, okay, I put so much water down and there's so much water left. That just adds to that anxiety and stress. And so if you can have something like these connected products, the microchip pet care feeder and the Falaqua Connect, that information is sent to the app, it's recorded daily, and it's recorded over weeks and over months. And you can actually look and see, when did you have good days of intake? When did you have not so good intake? And are those bad days starting to outnumber the good ones?
Yeah, I love that. Dr. Laura, I was going to save this for the very end, but I'm not going to save it. I'm going to bring it now. You and Dr. Nicole, the message that you're delivering is so powerful. I want you to do this huge PSA right now, public service announcement. And I want you to look our members in the face, and I want you to tell them, this is why you need to call me and get this product, because this is how it's going to help you. So many of our members say, why didn't they call me sooner? I could have helped. And there were things we could have done, but now we're close to too late. Now it's got to be some heroic measures. So I want you to give this PSA from your heart that says, this is why you use our product now. Go.
I think that it all comes down to the fact that we all have a lot going on in our lives. We're all really busy. Our clients, our owners, they're all really busy. There's so many things to keep in mind. Your thing about your pet that should be foremost in your mind is how much you love them and how much you want to take care of them, and not having to figure out on your own how you're going to keep track of exactly when these changes occur. Let something like the Falaqua Connect and the Pet Feeder Connect help you to be able to do that, to pick up on those trends. It's going to measure it for you. It's going to show it on a display, on a graph. You're going to be able to see it. Let it help you to take the best care you possibly can of your beloved family member, and then give that data to your veterinarian too, so that they can help you at the earliest possible moment.
I love that. I love that. Dr. Nicole, do you have anything to add to that? That was so powerful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. I think to put a bow on it is the fact that data and knowledge is power. And sometimes it's really hard to get that accurate data and knowledge from, as Dr. Green mentioned, that it's a very stressful time, especially when we're dealing with end-of-life care. And you might not even be talking to the person that has the most knowledge. We've all been in the exam room when they said the teenage son or the teenage daughter that, is not the one that has the most credible information when you're trying to have these very difficult and challenging conversations. So I think that that's the only thing that I'll add is data is power. And this is a very easy, palatable way to acquire that data that is needed as a veterinary professional and as a pet owner.
The word that I love, both of you keep saying, is it relieves the stress. I mean, there's already so much stress going on, especially end of life. We'll talk end of life right now. There's already so much stress going on with, you just look down and anything that changes, you're like, oh my God, and I tell my veterinarian, I'm coming in, he coughed, I'm coming in on 2 wheels. And they're like, just slow the roll a little bit, so you're just so uber sensitive that you want to do everything right. And it's just so, you're just stress filled, to make sure. And so this gives you the data. And Dr. Nicole, while I have you here, the other part of this is we've got resources. That's what I always say. If I have a resource, I'm going to serve it up. You need it, right? You need it. Let's talk resource in another way. People are heading back to work. They're heading back to work, and maybe they've got a sick kitty cat at home, or a dog that they're trying to monitor, or whatever it may be. This is yet another beautiful, it doesn't have to be for end of life, right?
Absolutely. And you just brought up a current hot topic, right? This returning to work or what's going to be the new normal for our pet owners. and our pets on their day-to-day routine is certainly a conversation that is not only happening in the veterinary clinic, internally at Merck Animal Health, but across many organizations like the AVMA and AAHA, and figuring out what stresses and changes are our pets going to experience with these new challenges. And as you said, many people are concerned that their pet might experience stress or anxiety or even boredom. It's something that is being brought up. And again, the great thing about the SurePetcare products is that they allow pet owners to monitor what their pet is doing throughout the day. So they can monitor if their dog is barking more, they can monitor their eating and drinking. And maybe it'd just be comforting to know that their pet is sleeping the day away in many instances, and give them that peace of mind that, okay, I can go back to my old normal, and my pet at home is very, very comfortable with me actually being out of the house. So either way, it still just wraps back to you have better information than just assuming what your pet is going through, whether it's good or bad. And then you can make either changes or adjustments for this new normal of life as we return to work, or maybe be a little bit out of the house more than what we have in these past 18 months.
I love it. As you're talking, I'm flashing to this guy that was in a pet loss support group with me years ago. And their doggie had just died, and they had one other dog at home. And some of the others in the group were expressing their concern about the surviving animals at home. And, now you've got this fear when you have a death, you face all the mortalities, right? And so they were talking about, oh my God, we too are so concerned about our other animals. And he pulls up his phone. He goes, not me. I'm watching him all day long. I got this deal right here. It was priceless. And everybody's like, tell me more, So again, you guys keep saying this, and this is it. Data is power. You got it. Here's your picture. Here's what he's doing. He's sleeping, he's eating, he's fine. Or he's not fine, one or the other. He's not. Dr. Laura, do you have anything to add to that? I love this. I love this.
Well, something that I think is important to consider too is that we're talking so much about the stress that the owner has, but our pets pick up on that stress. They absolutely do. And if when you're leaving the house, you're casting glances back over your shoulder, you're saying, gosh, are you going to be okay? Are you going to drink enough? Are you going to eat enough? Are you going to be happy during the day? They're going to pick that up, and it actually makes it more of an anxiety-filled experience for them as well. So anything we can do that is going to make it so that we're more comfortable leaving our pets at home is actually going to help them too, because when you're leaving, you're going to say, I know I can keep an eye on you. I know you're going to be okay. And so I'm relaxed as I leave the house. And same thing when I come back, I'm not dashing to your water bowl, dashing to your food bowl, checking to see what you did all day. I already know. I got little alerts on my phone all day long, letting me know what you were doing. And I'm relaxed when I come back in. And that's really a gift we can give our pets.
Dr. Laura, I love that. I absolutely love how you posture all that, and just everything about this. And I think what I feel two things. I love the empowerment, and I love this way to reduce this stress. I love it, as we're just uber sensitive. Final words from you, Dr. Laura. What do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell our members? What do you want to tell our pet loving community?
Well, I think that the future is full of ways like this that are going to integrate technology and our pet care together. And this is just a really exciting way to do that, to facilitate it, to make it accessible, to allow you to keep track of multiple pets in your home, how they're eating, how they're drinking, how you can best take care of them with this really easily integrated technology. I think it's an exciting time, and I'm really glad that these things are coming out to help us take better care of our pets.
Because that's what we want to do. That is so what we want to do. I love it. Dr. Nicole, final words from you, and what's next?
Yeah, great. I hope that everybody watching today could share in the excitement that Dr. Laura and myself have about the future of SurePetcare. And we couldn't be more excited to be a part of this company and the future of innovations that we have coming. I would just encourage everyone to visit SurePetcare.com or follow us on social media at SurePetCare on Instagram or at SurePetCare USA on Facebook so that you can stay the most up to date about our future innovations.
Love it. Love it. And right back at you guys. We so appreciate you. We appreciate your support. I love the fact that you brought our IAAHPC members yet one more resource just to help them be so future ready for what our pet parents are asking of us. And you know what, at the end of the day, they want to be good pet parents and they want to do everything. And for us to eliminate any thought of, wow, did I miss something? That's huge for us. It's so huge. So thank you guys for your support. Thank you for everything you do. And I tell you what, you guys, jump out there and look at this stuff. It is the coolest stuff and just such a huge valuable resource. So thanks you guys for being with us. And we look forward to working more with you guys and on future things. Thank you.